Today we're going to make a sun catcher and we're going to talk about the burning questions that I get. So one of the questions I get is, what's the point in a sun catcher that you cannot hang in the window? So I say that because I know that not everyone may be familiar with resin and the different grades and qualities of resin. And so if you're using resin and you're displaying this as a sun catcher to catch light and put it in your window, you would need to use a really good quality resin that has really awesome yellowing protection, because resin will yellow over time if you don't have really good UV protection. Also, resin will only withstand a certain temperature. So if it gets too hot, it can warm up and be bendy and it could melt and it can become disformed. So what we're doing is creating a faux stained glass look. It's like the alternative of stained glass. And so that's kind of what I wanted to share with everybody is these are faux stained glass sun catchers made with resin. I have mine hanging in a window and they're not in direct sunlight, but the light is passing through them and they look very pretty. So that's a little bit of the breakdown of like, why do I say don't hang it in direct sunlight? Because it's the resin quality. So if you want to put it in direct sunlight, you're going to need to use really high quality resin. So let's talk about this tutorial that you're watching right now. We're making this mushroom. It is a mushroom cutout and we cut these on our laser machines. We manufacture craft supplies for crafters. So we do wood blanks, we have crushed glass, we have resin, we do earrings, we have nightlight covers, we do door hangers. We have all different types of craft supplies for people to craft with, blank surfaces, craft kits. And this is one of our newer collections, is these crushed glass projects. And so I'm doing these tutorials to introduce people on another way that you can create a sun catcher. So we started by cutting this cutout and I painted it black with acrylic paint. I did both sides. I did not sand it. I did not seal it. I just painted it black. Then I used something called paper transfer tape, and that's what's going to adhere to the back and it's going to hold in all the glass and resin while it cures, and then we're going to peel that off. And then I take crushed glass, and we have 1 to 3 millimeter size crushed glass, and we have 3 to 6 millimeter size crushed glass. And so it's going to depend on the size of glass. Will let you see how the texture of the glass looks. It's not always going to be just like a smooth surface. So the 1 to 3 millimeter glass, when you use resin over it, depending on how much glass you add, you can get really like a glossy, smooth finish. If you use less resin, you're going to get more of like a textured finish. So some of my sun catchers have a little bit of the texture from the glass that shows through. I like the textured look. It's all about preference when you're crafting. So for this one, I wanted to put my artistic abilities into the sun catcher, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do something really fun, and I wanted to capture that in the resin. So it's going to stay that way, and I can't alter it. It's going to be the way that I finish it. So I wanted to do color blending. I wanted it to look very fun and, very custom and tailored for me. And the great part about crafting and making is that you get to tailor your projects around your personality, your style, what you like, and you get to try all different things. So I love painting and color blending. And so that is one of the things I really try to do is like start these sun catchers on a beginner level and show people to use one color here, one color there. And now we're kind of advancing to how do we mix these little colors of glass with each other to create like ombres and gradients and blends and different looks and dimension, all while it's a flat object, essentially. And that's what I try to do here. So these are meant to inspire you to be creative and have fun and just try something different and new. And this is tailored more for people who are crafty. There are people who watch my videos that just want to be entertained. And then some people want to be inspired, and some people get introduced to this stuff and they start crafting. So let's go back to the project. So we used 2 different greens that we mixed together in a cup, and I poured them into the leaf area. Then I used a color called terracotta for the bottom of the mushroom, and then it blended into a golden honey and then olive meadow. And that creates that gradient, almost looks like candy corn. And then in the mushroom top, I used purple rain, which is a purple glass that I just posted a video of us making. We color that glass in our warehouse for people to craft with. And this is where you would use that in these sun catchers. And then I used royal blue, and then I used tidal wave, and I think I did a little bit of mermaid tail in there. I may or may not have. And then we're using something called disco ball. It's like a gray glass. And that is what we've put into our sun catcher, okay? Now we're going to start mixing our resin. Now I know I am not going to put this in direct sunlight. So I'm going to use this resin here. It does have UV protection. It is KHKD brand. We also carry resin, but this one in particular I got off of Amazon. It has a 5-year UV yellowing protection, but it's not guaranteed. So I know that I am not going to put this in direct sunlight. Again, I am going based on all the supplies I'm using to make this project. So I mixed A and B equal parts 1-to-1. So if I used 30 milliliters of A, I'm going to use 30 milliliters of B. I'm going to mix it for 2 to 3 minutes. It's going to get cloudy and then it's going to get clear. And then I'm going to slowly drizzle it. You see how slow I'm moving? This is in real time. I'm slowly drizzling it into all those little openings to coat every little piece of glass to hold it in there. And then I've sped it up so you don't have to watch me do that really slow. And then I try to start kind of in the middle because sometimes I overfill in the smaller areas, and that way I can kind of manipulate it around to the areas that might need it. And I just coat the whole thing and I let the resin level, and it'll seep in and around into the glass, and then I can go back and add more where I need it. So if you want it to be more textured, you're going to add less resin, but make sure you coat everything. If you want it to be more glossy like I like, you're going to cover the whole thing, including the wood cutout. And I can do that with a paintbrush, and you'll see that here in just a second. But I just coat every bit of the sun catcher with resin, and then I let it cure for 12 hours. 12 hours at minimum, because that makes it solid enough to where I can peel that sticky back off, and then I lay it flat on a level surface to finish curing for about 72 hours. Then you can add a chain, you could add twine, you could add anything that you like. You can drill little holes into the resin and put little crystals that hang down. You can dress this up. So I am introducing you to this product that we have and how you would craft with it. Now right there, I just sprayed isopropyl alcohol, 99%. You can use 91, and it helps pop the bubbles. Now we've let it cure, and now I'm peeling off that back. And this is the entire process. I'm sure there's stuff that I've left out. I do all my videos on FB Live, and I just wanted to put them here for you guys to see them. This is how it turned out. I love the way that it looks. I love the way the light passes through it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and it helps you understand a little bit more about these faux stained glass sun catchers. If you want to get supplies, go to suncatcherdiy.com. Thanks so much for watching, and follow me for more.